Hello there. It's great to be with you. I'm Martin Cross, and with me in the corner today is Spain's finest Olympian and Oxford's, one of their finest rowers, Esther Briz Zamorano. Hi, Esther.
Hello, Martin. Thank you for having me here.
Oh, thank you. It's so cool to be able to chat with you. Tell me, how's your day looking today on a Friday?
Well, pretty busy, like any other Friday, but should be a fun Friday. Yeah, I feel like in the evening I'll be pretty free, so I'll be hanging out with some friends. And tomorrow morning we are training a little bit later, so that's also pretty nice. Get some
Yeah.
sleep.
And okay, let's talk about training. What's the river like at your training base at Wallingford at the moment?
Well, it's flooded, like completely flooded. We cannot row in there right now, so we are going to Caversham, which is like not that far away. Like Wallingford is like a 30-minute drive-ish,
Yeah,
and Caversham around like 50 minutes, something like that. So it's
yeah,
not bad. At least like we can row, or like we can also row in the tideway. We usually go on the weekends.
yeah. That's quite good that you can get out. So how many times a week have you been able to get on the water generally?
Normally like 4 days, kind of like six
Okay.
sessions.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah,
but it also like depends. Like this week, for example, I've been able to row a little bit more, even though, yeah, even though we couldn't go to Wallingford, like I was able to row Wednesday, Thursday, and hopefully Saturday and Sunday too.
Okay, that's brilliant because I was concerned you weren't getting enough time on the water, but I forgot about Caversham. Um, I know you were in action against London Rowing Club on Sunday.
Yeah, we did have our first fixture, which was really fun.
Yeah, and I heard you won all the pieces. Is that just a rumor?
No, word is really true. It was kind of a weird, like at least for me, because before I learned about the picture, I thought it was going to be like the full course, like 6.9K, and it was actually split into four, so it was like 4 by 4 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, we just need to like put the pieces together.
Yeah. I was looking at the fixture timetable, and the only one I could see coming up for you was a race against Leander in March. Is that the only one, or have you got more races coming up?
No, we've got, if I recall correctly, like 4 or 5 fixtures.
Yeah,
That one's an important one, March 21st, against Leander, and that
yeah.
should be like the full length of the course. Uh,
Whoa.
Before that, I believe we have like three major ones, and we also have like I know like scrimmage or like an informal practice with other teams.
Yeah. Are you racing Thames Rowing Club at all?
I think so, yeah.
Oh wow, that's so cool. I wish they had the dates for those on the boat race website, but they don't seem to. Um, so tell me how come you're at Oxford now? How did that work out? Did Heidi Long sort of catch you regatta or something and say, "Hey, this you'd be great, Oxford," or did Alan French write you a begging letter, or
No,
what? What are you doing there then?
I actually, well, I talked to Heidi for the first time at Henley last year, but I was like already coming here. I know the idea is kind of crazy. Like I've always, well, I studied in the US for years. I graduated, and after that, I really wanted to like shoot my shot at rowing. Like if I wanted to make it to Paris 2024, it was like that moment or never. Like I couldn't miss it.
Hmm.
So I went with the national team. I was training with them for just like 3 years, but I always like wanted to do something else. Like I'm not gonna be like done with my studies because I like deeply care about academics. I feel like I love rowing. I'm always gonna be like connected to it.
Yeah.
But when I'm like 50 years old or whatever, I'm probably like I'm going to be in touch with rowing, but I don't see rowing as my main occupation.
Okay.
So hopefully, I end up working in something I like related to my studies, or like maybe both together. But anyway, so after 2024, after the Olympics, I was like, well, I want to do a master's. Let's see what are my options. And
Ah.
obviously, I wanted to be rowing because I'm still like I also want to make it to for LA 2028.
Hmm.
So I had to like look for a program that was like 1 year, which is
Yeah.
awesome here at Oxford, because most of the MBAs or other programs are like 2 years. And with like qualifying spots, like in Spain, like we're not that many people. So if you want to make it to the Olympics, you gotta
Hmm.
qualify for yourself. Like it's not like someone else will like qualify the boat and then you're like, that's probably not gonna happen. Um, so it was like 1 year. It was like way closer to to Spain than the US. Also, like the team is great. Like the opportunity to be rowing in a huge team, also like caught my attraction.
Oh wow, that's great. So you've done. I know you've done some, probably not much in Spain, but at Stanford, you were in a fast women's eight. How does the boat you're in now um, compare with anything you've rowed in the past?
Well, it's obviously different, right? Like
Yeah.
in Spain, I feel like I mostly rode like either the single or the pair. So it's like the smallest boats possible, and then like you jump into the eight, which is like on the other side of the spectrum. I'm gonna say I like both. Like it's like it's quite different. And also like being on a team, like like I when I was in Spain with the national team, we normally like just rode like I don't know if I was in the pair or the single, like that was like pretty much all we rode. So we never like rode with other people or like at least like not too much. Like the standard was just like that boat. And here we like change like the people are changing. You like rode with new people. You have like I don't know young girls on the team, which is also like really fun to have. Um, and compared to Stanford, I would say like a program that has pretty much the same people or like 75% of the team is the
Yeah.
same every year. You can feel like it's like easier to put the pieces together. Like it's not
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you're like starting from scratch every single year. Well, here, like a lot of people are like, I'm only gonna be here for 1 year. Some people are like 2 years, other PhDs or undergrads like 4 years. So it's the dynamics are quite different.
Yeah. That's really interesting. Um, how fast is your boat going?
Oof, really fast, Martin.
I
Just
love that.
wait for it.
Yeah, yeah. Um, you got a pretty strong stern combination. Is it well, you had, I think, was it you uh and then you've got is it Sarah Marshall in front of you and then Heidi Long
Exactly.
and you got Kyra behind you, haven't you? Kyra Del Rey.
Yeah.
I mean, there must be quite a few watts in that
You think this turn is the powerful part, but have a look
Ah,
now.
yeah, I do. I do. How come they put you in the sixth seat?
Um, well, I feel like I do a really good job at Succeed.
Yeah,
Uh,
why?
every
Why?
because I bring like since I've been rowing a lot in small boats. At the beginning,
Yeah,
I was struggling because like in an age you cannot like control the whole boat yourself. A lot of
yeah,
people
yeah,
don't like having control. Like for example, we are in Paris right now, and it's like I feel so stable in a pair. Like it never like frightens me to be in a pair. So it's kind of like treating the eight as a small boat, but you have to find the sweet spot. Like it's obviously a big boat, but you also have to treat it sometimes like a small boat. Like if you treat
yeah.
an eight, which is a big boat, as like you're in charge of more things that you think you are. Like in an eight,
Hmm.
we have like 9 people. Sometimes you're like, nah, there are a lot of people. Like doesn't matter. But if everyone like takes like full accountability of their seat, I feel like that's just like a magic combination. Free speed.
Um, yeah, that's really cool. Who are you rowing in a pair with, out of interest?
Right now I'm with Kyra.
Oh wow, that must be an awesome pair. Is that the fastest pair? You don't have to answer that.
Well, we haven't done like I don't know trials or everything, but I'm sure the level, like the standard of every single bot, will be like very high.
Yeah. Um, another awkward question. What do you make of Heidi Long?
Well, Heidi's awesome. You've talked to her, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah. I know. The first time I talked to her at Henley when I was saying before, it just like I was already excited to come here, but by the time we like finished talking, I was like, wow, I really want to go there.
Oh wow.
I know she's just like an awesome person, awesome rower. The way she like carries the whole team. I mean, obviously you have like some people who have been rowing for longer and some people who have been like, I know, rowing for like less than a year. And I feel like she does like such a good job just like bringing everyone together, no matter what their background or like where they come from. It just like she makes the team feel like home for everyone.
Yeah.
And I think that's so special. And like as a person, I know, like it's just like so cool to hang out with her.
Yeah. That's really great. What have they told you about, what to expect in the boat race? What have you learned so far?
Well, so far, first thing I'm going to say is that it's more similar to a coastal rowing race than a regular race. So,
Ah,
yeah, the title is like, you know, not your regular river in the middle of the city. I like it a lot, but it's definitely like a very different experience than 2K course or even like a 6K race that is just like straight. You have like all the stream, you have the tide. The first time I think it was for Force Head, something, I don't know. One of the first times we were rowing at the tideway, we were like just like paddling on a four, and the split was like, I don't know, like 132, something like that. It was like, right? And yes, it was. I learned that like on the paddle back. I was like, so you can tell it's like has like specific characteristics, and you gotta learn how to manage how to move in the water. The cox is like a crucial part of the equation, and you have like waves, you have wind, you like never know what can happen in the tideway. But that's also what makes it very exciting.
yeah. How are you getting on with your Cox, Louis Corrigan?
Oh, he's awesome.
Really?
Uh, yeah, it's the first year he's coaching in the women's team, so he's been mostly with the men, and he was saying how different it is. But I mean, I hadn't rowed with coxswain in a really long time, so for the last 2 years, I was like basically like either the single or the pair, so you don't really have a coxswain there.
Yeah.
I just love it, like water bottle, you get it back, you have a tool, like you don't have to like be yelling or like talking, you have someone like doing all the hard stuff for you. Like I don't mind doing it, but if you have someone else doing all those things and making the right calls, he also has a really good boat feeling from this turn.
Yeah.
um yeah, and that's, like the ability to change the boat in one stroke. It's really fun to like be rowing behind.
Yeah. You were in that boat that was it third at the head of the Charles?
Yeah. So I think we were only behind the US national team and someone else, like maybe like two boats from the national team.
Yeah.
And then I believe we were the fastest college crew.
Yeah. Yeah. You beat Cambridge by over 20 seconds.
Yeah.
So some people like me are saying, "Oh, right, Oxford women are favourites for the boat race this year," or they're saying this is going to be a great race. They should probably put the women's race on last, like put the men first, and then the main event should be the women. What do you think to any of that?
I mean, there are different events. Obviously, I would love to be the last one because it's like the main event, right? But also, it will be like really fun to watch the men finishing. So I'm cool with whatever. Like as long as we do well, like anything, we're gonna enjoy being first, being second, being last. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't expect you to comment on the fact that I've just said your favourites to overturn Cambridge dominance. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Since
Like
2016 or something
eight,
like that.
9 years, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um,
At the end of the day, like it doesn't really matter. At least for me, like it doesn't matter what's written in the books. Like like race
Yeah,
day, start line. You can have the fastest crew and lose the race. You can have the most technical crew, or like the one with like the best international results, or like been losing for 9 years. It doesn't really matter. Like you're the start line. You got like full accountability of it, full control, and you still have like around 20 minutes to make it happen, whatever position you start from.
yeah. That's pretty cool. Um, what's different about your coach, Alan French?
From who?
Great question. And I wish I could think of all. I mean, I'm thinking of Spanish coaches at the moment.
Um, well, he's managing a big group of girls. We are like, I believe, like 40-ish something,
Whoa.
or maybe like a little bit less. But we also have a bunch of coxswains, so I would say like around like 40-ish people. So in the national team, you usually have like a coach that coaches one boat or maybe two boats, but one two boats. And here you have like someone like controlling the full team. So it's obviously quite different, but he's an awesome guy. Like since the very first time I talked to him, I was like, he's great. And I think he also like he acknowledged the fact that we are students who row. We are
Yeah,
not rowers who study.
yeah,
Uh, and in an aid, you have like 8, 9 schedules to manage. Like people have classes, people have meetings, people have like assignments they cannot miss. So like like completing putting the pieces of of the puzzle and actually making it work is it's a really tough job, and he just makes it look so easy. Like, yeah, I'm driving you there, and then we can go here, and then I was thinking about the race you mentioned in March 21st against
yeah,
Leander.
yeah.
After that, because I have to go back to Spain that day, and we have like a whole plan. And he's like, we can definitely make it work.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
so that's really cool that he also like embraces us as people, as humans that we are in this world, not just
Yeah.
as athletes or rowers.
Um, technically, what has he been working on with you in terms of helping you adapt to that six seat?
Well, I think the first thing he really helped me out with was because when I got here, like I was racing at the Shanghai like championships on a
Oh,
Sunday.
you were there.
Yeah, I was there like racing at 2, 3 p.m. on a Sunday, and
Yeah,
Monday the following day by noon I was in class. So it was like,
that's crazy.
yeah, because I was already missing a week of school and I didn't want to go later. So it was like a complete shock, like going back to classes I hadn't done school in a really long time, and on a new team, new environment, British weather. So I think he like helped me a lot, like navigating that shift. Yeah, and then like I could like focus better on like academics and rowing and like juggling everything.
Yeah. Well, that's quite a guy. That's quite a guy to have on your
Yeah.
side.
No,
Um,
it's great.
yeah. So, how are you coping with training and study?
First of all, I'm gonna say I love it. Like I sometimes it's like pretty tough because you're like have like a really busy schedule, and then like unexpected things happen and you cannot like follow your schedule. You have to adjust to it. But overall, at the end of the day, even though it's like pretty stressful, pretty tough, I wouldn't choose to do anything else. Like when I go to class 9 a.m., some of my classmates are like, "Yeah, I'm so tired. This is so tough." And I just came back from like practice and was like, yeah, like it's tough, but I'm really happy I'm doing it. I have to say I don't really love it whenever I like wake up and it's like, like
Yeah,
so
yeah.
hard. But then it like gets better, and yeah, it's definitely a challenge, but I'm sure it will pay off.
Are you working at your studies late into the evening or the night, or are they done by then?
No, so I normally have class like 9 to 5,
Yeah.
with a break in between for lunch, which is usually like I also have like a meeting or like a group project, or just like some stuff to do. So I work out like before that, I work out after that, after class.
Yeah.
Uh, and then I usually have like either like meetings or I don't know, things to deal with. And if I have time, I like try to like hang out with friends sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, that must be an achievement if you manage that. Yeah. Tell me about you and the ergometer. How much do you like it or loathe it?
Mm, Pretty neutral. Sometimes I like
Mm.
it better when I like do well. I don't hate it. I think it's I'm gonna say like the RP3 better than the C2.
Ooh.
Um, yeah, but I think it's a great machine. Like if you know how to use it properly, it can help you to improve your technique, improve your physical shape, even your mental barriers. I'll say
Yeah. 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 So, how close to 640 on the 2K are you?
pretty close.
Oh, good. That's really
Well,
interesting.
I'm sure this year is going to be because I can't remember. Oh yeah, I think I did one last year, but it's at the beginning of the season after a long break. Um, but I think my peer is from 2024, so hopefully
Hmm.
this year I do something cool.
Right. Um, let's talk about Shanghai and your appearance in the singles. I don't know whether we have to go back to the juniors where you won the world championships as a junior. Trying to think, was it 2017 or something?
2017, yeah.
Yeah. Talk to me about you and sculling.
So the club I started rowing for was like yeah, pretty much like everyone was sculling. So since I started rowing in 2010, so when I was 10 years old,
Hmm.
I mainly like sculled until I was 18, and then I went to California, to Stanford, and I spent like 4 years sweeping there. And like in the summer, I would like also normally sweep. And after that, it was just like like I'm sweeping and I'm like going also to sweep. But I like the bottom of my heart, I feel like I'm more like a scholar than sweep.
Haha. Yeah.
I like both. I like both. But since I like that was the first thing I did when I did for like a really long time. I like sculling a lot. Yeah, it's quite different.
Yeah, it's quite a thing to jump into the singles, which was hugely competitive, and it's an amazing job for you to be in the A final, I guess. How much was that the result you wanted from last year?
Uh, I feel like it's different to analyze it once you're done than before doing it.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
Obviously, like I would have liked to like place a little bit higher, but I was like very happy with my performance, like my own performance compared to me during this
Mm.
championship. Obviously, like on the A final, it was like a little bit behind. So being like, even if it was the same result, like being closer to them, but at the same time, like as I said, like with my own performance, I was pretty happy. So putting that into place, I was like, okay, like it's a pretty good result, like. But obviously, like before the start, you want to win, you want to get that medal, and like if you're a rower and you're competitive, obviously you're gonna want that. Even if it doesn't happen at the finish, like what kind of rower? Like you're not gonna be competitive if you don't think you're able to be there, right? Like why are you racing if you don't think you have like a really good shot of doing well? Yeah.
Yeah. It was interesting. I noticed your last flat water appearance on the World Rowing database was in 2024 at Paris, and then your next one was the World Championship single sculls competition. Um, so you mentioned Henley, but there was kind of a gap. What do you want to say about that?
Well, Spain didn't go to any of the World Cups. Like it was not in the planning because it was like pretty, pretty close to national championships, so they didn't want to go to those. And then for other championships, it was quite a situation. So I kind of like try to make my own like rowing year exciting by doing like custom rowing races or like Henley. I also went to Holland Becker. So even though I didn't go to like major competitions, I also like try to make sure that I was like racing, like exposing myself to racing in other events. Yeah.
How'd you get on at the Hollenbecker?
Well, I have a very dear friend, Edith Clock,
Ah,
who, yeah, she offered to host me. And she's like, Esther, it's so fun. You're going to come. And so I did. So yeah, it was, I also like went there with like, Packer gave me a single. I like didn't have a coach. I remember the first day I was like crazy looking for tools because I didn't have like anything. So not the best preparation ever, but it was definitely like useful. I had fun, and yeah, I'm really happy I went there.
I know because maybe you mentioned as we were talking, but certainly we talked before we went online that you want to be in the Los Angeles Olympics in 2028. What boat do you think you'll be racing in there?
The mixed double and the single for beach sprints.
Ah, okay. Tell me why.
Well, after thinking about it a lot, I well, we are starting a really good project with beach sprints in Spain, and I think it's a really good shot. Like, it's something new. It's something I'm excited about. The kind of training the team we're going to be working with is like unreal. And it's also like the first time it's going to be an Olympic event in LA. Training with some of my really good friends. So yeah, I think it's just going to be something different, but you're gonna
How
take it.
many how many world titles have you got in beach sprint?
Two.
That's quite cool.
Yeah, so it was 2021, 2022, and then I believe the Europeans at 2022.
Yeah, so you and Ander Martin are like a unit.
Yeah, we are.
Talk to us about Ander and how your combination works.
Wow. We've been friends since we were like, I don't know, like 13, 14, like a really long time. And I think it was like when we were like juniors, he was like, yeah, you're gonna do beach sprints, like coastal rowing, like we're gonna do it together. I was like, whatever. Like, I'm from Zaragoza, which is like a city like doesn't have sea, like it's not like rowing is not a major sport like by
Mhm.
any means there. I had never done like rowed in sea, so I was like, just not. And then in 2021, I was planning to race actually the Shanghai championships that like got canceled. And I was like working with Amazon. I was like on an internship. I took me like a really long time to figure out how to like train on my own, like completely on my own, no coaches, no teammates, no
Mhm.
one. And then after 5 weeks in, where I like had like finally like put everything together and like training, like making everything work, they got canceled. I was like, am I really gonna like
Mm.
not race this year? So I had to look at the championships. Under called me. I was like, hey, like beach sprints are still on. Like, are you in? I was like, count me in. And we just trained for like, I don't know, like a week. We managed to win the qualification for Spain, which it had like a really like good combination of people. But we did really well. I remember like asking him the night before, because I got there like literally the night before, asking like how beach sprints were, right? Because I had never done it, I had never seen
Mhm.
it, and I thought we were gonna warm up in the water. And the first time that I ran into the boat was like for the championship. But it ended up working really well. And overall, like he's the one that got me into beach sprints, and we've lived a lot of things together,
Mm.
and we're like he's one of my closest friends.
Yeah. So if I heard you right, you would like to compete in for Spain in Los Angeles in the women's single and the mixed double, and would want to compete in the men's single and with you in the mixed double if that goes well.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right.
So okay, I know the qualification system came out recently. I didn't look at it fully. Are you across it at all?
about the
how you can qualify for Los Angeles.
um okay, so you, as of right now, you qualify the World Championships in 2027, and
Okay.
it's kind of tricky because I believe you have the first 6 spots on the mixed double qualifying, and then you also have some of them, like you mainly qualify on the double, but you also have some qualification on the single, but that's more continental. I don't know if you have any spot. I'm assuming you do have some sports on the at the World Championships, but the idea is that you'll have like two representatives from each country. You have men and women,
Hmm.
and if you have, like, obviously if you qualified worlds and you have like the double qualified, you're like that double, those individuals are going to be the one racing in the singles too. But if you qualify the singles, you only get to race in the mixed double if you have like both of the singles qualified. If
Both
that,
of the singles qualified.
yeah.
Yeah. So I guess there are a number of routes. So my sense, working backwards, is that you would like to compete in China this year at the World Beach Sprints.
Exactly. Yeah.
What do you have to do to get selected?
I'm lucky enough to have an academic break in April, and that happens to be the time where beach sprint national trials are for beach sprint. So I'll be racing there. I'm also like doing some like erg tests that the national team asks for. But yeah, if I do well in that trial, and then we'll have like other set of trials in probably like August for the European selection and then worlds and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah. So is that based out of Alicante?
I'll be pretty much working out from Torrevieja, like near Alicante.
Okay. What's that centre like? Why is it so good?
Well, because Under runs it. I think the conditions they have, like the weather is pretty good, especially compared to the UK, if you let me say it. The facilities that Under has are like really good. I think the Torrevieja also like deeply cares about sport, and like their athletes, like, well, they probably like be angry if they hear me calling it like a village because they consider it a city, but it's actually a village. Like it's
Yeah.
not. But the town hall like dedicates a lot of funding to sports, like in general. So yeah, I think it's a pretty good combination of stuff you need to do well at beach sprints.
I'm really sold on beach sprints since last year, since I did the commentary on the Europeans. But if you had to describe why that sport is could be so exciting or is so exciting for viewers, what would you say?
I think it's just like a more modern view of rowing. So it's something shorter instead of being like 2,000 meters. So let's say between like 6 and 8 minutes. Races are like 2 minutes, 2 minutes 30, something like that. So it's way more catchy. Requires like shorter time and attention time, and also like you have waves, you have like unexpected things that happen all the time, the oar that goes away and then waves and then you like hit the buoy, you trip over when you like jump out of the boat. So I think it's more like the kind of thing people would be interested in nowadays.
How tough is it to do those if you get to the final A or even the final B? How tough is it to do those 3 races back to back? The last 8, the last 4, the last 2,
Yeah,
with just like 35 minutes or maybe.
it's pretty challenging, let me tell you, because obviously like it's not one race, you have 3 of them back to back. So first of all, strategy plays a major role. Like obviously like if you want to do well in the final, you're gonna like save something for the final. But also at the same time, if you don't make it to the final and you save, like, it doesn't matter how much you save if you're not able to put it in the on the A final. So you want to be as rested as possible for the following round, which sometimes is like not possible. Sometimes you're just like depleted, and then you still have to go. But maybe your opponent is like even worse than you. You never know. But having is like, I know, like in athletics, doing like an 800-meter race, like back to back to back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What did you think of uh, the World Beach Sprint Championships this year from Turkey?
Well, I couldn't go at the end. I would have liked to, but it was quite an inconvenient time. But I think the level is rising. Like you can definitely like tell. I was obviously watching the whole thing, and you can tell from like the previous years that you have like more people coming into the sport, more people enjoying the sport,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
more like just like pure spectacle of like everything that's happening. Like you can see like people walking around the beach that just like stay there and like, wow, this is so cool. I've never watched it, but it's so fun. You can also see like a more like polished technique of like how people do stuff. So like how do you jump into the boat, how this some people have like their own way of doing something.
yeah,
Some like very like technical aspects. But overall, I think what rowing is like doing like a really good job at like bringing like more people and making it fun, which is all about.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's really interesting. So uh, I guess really up until 2024, your biggest achievement in the sport was to make the Olympic Games in the pair with Ina.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think there are some achievements that like don't look like as relevant, but also like if you look forward, if you look backwards, I'm pretty sure that every single athlete will agree that there's some not major achievements that are actually like very major, and
Mm.
it's also like very relative, right? Like, just if I hadn't done like some things before, I would definitely like not have made it to the Olympics, not because of the like physical qualities or like mm, my attributes, whatever, but just like getting to that point, like being, I know, like in 2022, like making that decision of like, okay, I'm
Hmm.
doing this, like I'm gonna go for it. Obviously, like once you start working out with the team, like it might work, it might not work, but you have like a good chance of something working. Well, if you don't get to that point, there's no way you're gonna make it.
Yeah. Um, so was your best result in that combination the European Championships in 23 and that bronze medal?
Uh, that was definitely something that helped me stick with the pair, because it was a pretty young combination. Like we had been rowing for, I don't know, like a month, maybe 2 months, so
Hmm.
not a lot of time. But before that, I think the the 2021 year was like very like a huge milestone in my career, not only because of the athletic results that I could have, but just like for me as a person, building character, as they say, and also just like being like, I really want to do this. Like I like growing, I like everything that it instills in me, and something like I want to devote my time and effort to it.
Yeah. So tell us about the Paris experience for you. How was it? What are your memories of it?
So intense. A lot of people just like imagine the Olympics as like a huge party. You have a lot of athletes, but at the end of the day, if you're an athlete, you're like really like focused on racing, and it's not until you finish that you're like, okay, yay, we're the Olympic Village.
Hmm.
But that was really fun. I think it obviously like entailed some like not as enjoyable moments. I think we like my crew started like, the heats were like not great, and then we had to row the rapid shots, and obviously like if you didn't pass, you're out, so
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
ready.
yeah, yeah.
So it was quite stressful, but I think I managed the tension pretty well, and it's also like really fun to be racing. Like, yes, it's like a championship. I was like, it's just a championship, but you have like a lot of like media interviews like right after rowing. So I don't think you have like any other championship that's like that. And I could definitely feel like the support of all these Spaniards like coming along together. And that's so fun. That's not like a regular like world championship that you have like every year. And even though you're like racing pretty much the same people, like you might have some new faces, but pretty much all of them are familiar, right? Like you don't see anyone who like is like completely unknown to you, like you definitely know the people you're rowing against. But yeah, I think it's cool to see like all the sports, like your country, like different sports like coming together, and you're like just like Spain, or like your country. Like it's not you're rowing for Spain, you are Spain. That's yeah.
Well, that's quite cool. I just wondered then, how interested are you in the Winter Olympics?
Well, I wish I could race, but it's not happening for me. But I do try to follow, especially what Spain does.
Yeah. Have you got time to watch it?
I think one of the skiers is doing pretty well.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and then other people in figure skating or ice skating. How do you say it in English? Yeah,
yeah,
figure
yeah,
skating.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so one thing I wondered was, well, I'm guessing did a lot of American universities come sort of knocking at your door after that victory in the junior single sculls?
Yeah, yeah. I was not planning to go to the US, but and I actually because I rode in 2016 at the World Championship, so like a
Yeah.
year before being a junior. And after
You did
that,
3 years as a junior, didn't you?
yeah, I did
That's
2016,
amazing.
16, 17, and 18.
Yeah.
And a lot of like universities were like, "Hey, you want to come here?" I was like, "No." Like I had, I guess I had like my own life just like figured out. Like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do because I'm a pretty organized person. It's like this is my plan. But then I started like learning more about it, and it's like, it's definitely I cannot miss this opportunity. Like it's great. Like the academics, the rowing teams they have, the opportunities it brings you.
Mm.
So since the moment I was like, okay, this is like a really like good opportunity. I started like studying for the SATs and really going for it. So like, yeah.
Where did you get your English from?
What do you mean?
Well, you speak English beautifully. So I'm thinking, did she speak English before she went to Stanford, or
Um,
did you learn it when you were there?
so everyone in Spain starts learning English in primary school or like
Hmm.
high school. So I never went to an academy, but I guess my dad was really like into English. Just like he thought it was like very useful, and I'm glad he did. So 'cause he also like worked with some people from the US or Mexico, like people who spoke English. So he definitely wanted my brother and I to have like good English.
Yeah.
But I never went to an academy or anything extra. I used to have like pretty good grades in high school. But when I was preparing the SAT, it was like also like a very intense period.
Yeah.
But thanks God, my high school really helped with that. So I, uh, like you learn British English when you're in high school in Spain, and then I went to the US, which is not quite the same. And I fully remember some of my teammates, and obviously, like my English got better like the 4 years I was there. But the first, at least like the first term, I was saying things like trousers or like elevator or lift. I don't know, like
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Yeah.
were like where are you coming from? Because they thought it was funny that I had like a not a British accent because I definitely didn't, but more that kind of English. And then when I went back here, I was like, wow, this is kind of the English I learned. That's so funny.
Yeah. What did you make of women's college rowing in the States when you went?
Like how I
Well, like its intensity, the way it's coached, the competitions.
Well, it's obviously the opportunities they give to, especially like women's rowing. Like I think men and women rowing are quite different in the US. But for women's rowing, is like an incredible opportunities. You have like huge teams. All of them have like really good coaching. Really like insane rowers, and
Mm,
I'm pretty sure that at least like 75% of the women that like make or like a, let's say like people around my age who make it to the world championships, 75% have been to the US, and that is wild. That is like great for this sport. They're like bringing everything like top and top and top,
hmm
and you're surrounded by a big team. And I do think like when you're in college, like no matter where you are, your team is going to be the most like supportive environment you have. Like having a group of super, like at least like in my case, like determined women who like, like really go for it. I remember as a freshman when I went there, first of all, feeling like overwhelmed by the amount of names. I came from a
mm,
pretty small, like basically men's team in Spain. So we were like, I don't know, like 10 guys and me training in the evening. So not that many. So being like with 40, like 50 girls, like really cool girls who are like older than you, they teach you, you see how they like thrive in other environments. So obviously like role models in rowing, but also like in life. I think I took like a bit of every single one of my teammates from Stanford, and in the NCAA you have like a lot of teams like that. So I do think it's like an amazing opportunity for everyone, like every single girl out there.
yeah, Ashley, that's fantastic. So, I know because you've got a beautiful website. I must say, congratulations. When did you do that website? Because it's fantastic.
That was actually one of my classes for at Stanford. Like on my senior year, I forgot the name, but it was like designing your something. It was basically like designing your web portfolio. And I took that. I saw that class as a freshman. And I was like, well, I really want to take it, but I
Mm,
couldn't because I was taking like all the core courses, and it was most like a lighter course. But I really wanted to take it, so I was like very happy when I was able to take it like on January, like the winter term in 2022. So that's where I started. And everyone's like, yeah, this class is so useful. Like, definitely take it. And
mm.
I do remember putting a lot of time into it. It's like, it's kind of cool. I'll just do it. And I've been like updating it since, or like trying to, because sometimes like a lot of things happen at the same time and you can't relate, but there's no rush. And I've had a lot of people telling me that they liked it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised because generally you go on to rowers' websites and they've done them, and then they're kind of about 4, 5, 6 years old, and your one has there's a nice picture of where, and it's got the picture of Oxford. Why I was thinking of that was I was thinking, what's been the biggest influence on you as an athlete, and I was thinking from what you said, maybe it was your experience at Stanford. I know there's a lovely picture of the Ebro in Zaragoza. Um, where's been your biggest influence?
Uh, I wouldn't choose only one. I feel like all the places that are listed there have given me like different experience. I've definitely learned a lot from many of them. I've been lucky enough to be surrounded by like great groups of people, no matter where I was, and I for me it's really like the people who is a place without people is just like any other place, right? Like what
Mm,
actually like makes a difference is like who's with you, and especially with school rowing, which is like are like two very intense environments usually. Having people with you, like really different people from like all around the world, you've got like so many things to learn from every single person. And I think the person I am, who I am right now, is like a combination of some like good bits of every single person that I wanted to take.
It's interesting, really, because I think another focus that you talk about learning and lifelong learning, and the idea to develop and improve yourself. Where's that come from?
Um, I think just comes from me as a person. Like that's one of my. I don't think it's my identity, but it's just like something that naturally, like organically, happens to me. Like striving for something, like not in an extreme way, because that can also be taken as something like uh not ideal, let's say. But what's the point if not, right? Like why are you living? Like who do you like what do you do, like where you want to be, and those kinds of like basic questions. If you just want to like sit down and do nothing, that's great, but for me it's more like I don't know, I'm a very active person, so I like to be involved in different kinds of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So I was wondering if it was something that you might have got from your mum or your dad or another family member, or it's just
I
something you've developed.
I do have the best role models in my house. Like my parents are, and my brother too. I feel like they're kind of like the same kind of person, but they're awesome. Like my parents are, well, none of them. My sport background, like, it's not from my family. Like none of my is well, my dad did some sport, but nothing too serious. So they are more like on the academic sport. Like both of them are engineers. Uh, they were born in different places of Spain. So my mom is from the south of Spain. My dad is
Mhm.
from the north of Spain, and they live in Zaragoza, which is kind of like not the middle, but yeah,
Yeah,
more
yeah, yeah.
northeast. And I think since I was like very young, like I always had them as role models. Like I was like, wow, they are so cool. They do everything so well. And then you start learning, and like not really. And I feel like right now, um, like not no, we don't have a scale, right? But I feel like I'm more like when I was younger, I used to see my parents here, and then you
Yeah,
understand that they're also humans, and they like
yeah,
come
yeah.
back down to earth, like in a good way, because you understand that they're like people too. Like they are great people, but they are people. So realizing that was also very cool. But yeah, the way they like live their life and how they like tackle problems, they're also like very two different kind of personalities, but they bring the best out of each other. So that's pretty cool to see.
I love that. Yeah, that's really beautiful. Let's go back to Oxford. What were your impressions on arriving at Oxford? What did you think of the place?
The play, okay, I'm not a huge fan of Harry Potter. Okay, I'm not. I've seen the movies, I'm thing, but then the moment you step in the city, you're like, wow, now I see why people love it. So the point of like an architectural perspective, it's so cool. Like you're like, it like looks off sometimes. Like, is this like real life? You go to a college, you see like the dining hall or like the rooms, and you're like, wow, it seems like we like travel back in time. So that's like one part of it, but also I like that it's a really lively city. There's always something going on. They're like super like a wide range of people that are here concentrated in Oxford, so you always like meet someone like comes from like a random place in the world, like really far away from here, and they always have like some very insightful stories. Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's amazing. I'm kind of not sure about this question because it's a bit tacky. Um, I just was wondering what you think it would mean for the boat club to um, to get a victory in this year's boat race.
Um, well, obviously it's our goal. So we are trained for that. I do think we have a really good shot at it. We still have we have to race, but I trust my team a lot, my teammates, and they. Well, I say that to them a lot, but I do think they are like some of the people who like inspire me every single day. Like people,
Mm.
even people who have been rowing for like just like a year, showing up to practice like just for the team. That is so cool, because for me, rowing is my job, let's say. Like I
Yeah.
dedicated like vast amount of time to it. I want to keep doing it after that. But people who have been running for like a couple of months, and I remember at camp they were like, "Yeah, I'm so exhausted." I was like, "We're rowing 3 times a day. How can you not be exhausted?" I'm exhausted. So I don't know, that kind of people. We do have a really good mixture of different people and bringing out the best of each other. I think it was ultimately gonna let us to win the boat race.
I know you've got an erg later, and you obviously do training on the ergs. What's your favourite tracks on your erg playlist?
Um, well, depends on what kind of
Go
uh
on then.
works. So if it's gonna be like hard pieces, some like hard techno, something just like keeps going. But if not, if it's just like a chill, like steady state session, I would enjoy like any kind of music. Honestly, I would specifically enjoy listening to different kinds of music, so you don't get like bored of like listening to the same time.
Yeah. Give me a name of a track then.
Um, let's say the Whistlers. They're like a group of people. I see they're from Spain. I know they have like really good remixes. I like them a lot.
Oh yeah. That's great. Um, well, I know we've been talking for over an hour, Esther, and you obviously have a day. I know. I don't know whether you're going to eat some more now or work some more, but
Yeah, I'll finish fueling and then hopefully like do my Europe test.
yeah. Well, I wish you the very best with that. I'm sure you'll do great. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk with you. We'll end the live part of this interview now, but uh, just at the moment, thank you so much, Esther.
Thank you so much, Martin. Thank you also so much to everyone that was listening. I hope you enjoyed it and go Blues!
Wicked.